Hello, hello. I am back, and this time I'm finally getting a chance to do a bit of my thoughts slash review on some of the comics I've been reading so far. I'm going to do them in little blocks and I'll squish them together into a video, a bigger sort of video. So I actually cancelled two of these ones, so I'm going to start off with these ones. In my standing order, or the weekly drop, whatever you call it. And then I'll talk about Batman, the normal one, and then I'll cut to some Marvel, then I'll cut to some other stuff. Teen Titans and a few other things. Anyway, so Green Lantern's the one I was most disappointed in. I love Green Lantern. He's what really got me. Sorry, not he. Green Lantern comics is what got me into comics. The whole Green Lantern Rebirth stuff, the original Jeff Johns stuff, and then it followed on into Batman and all that sort of stuff. So I was keen for another reboot for Green Lantern, see what these two characters are all about, and then the Hal Jordan stuff, which I'll get to later on. I want to wait till I got a few more issues into a lot of these. So this is up to 5 already. So I wanted to wait till I got a few before I make a proper judgment, because it could get better, could get worse, all that sort of stuff. Green Lanterns, I just couldn't take it anymore. Jessica is the new Green Lantern. It's a bit of a follow-on, although it's sort of a rebirth of her. From the New 52, and the Crime Syndicate, I think it was, come from one of the multiverses, and then Simon, who has been there before. Now, she has anxiety issues, and then he just complains the whole time because he wants to be the sole Green Lantern on Earth. So he complains heaps about her, and then she's just, I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. I work with kids, so I hear a lot of whining and whinging all the time. So to come back and read a comic book that all they do is whine and whinge, I just couldn't take it. You could probably, you might be someone that can relate to this too, and that's cool, and that's why created all these characters. They all have sort of backgrounds and issues. But like how Jordan does, Guy Gardner does, mental blank of the other dude. Mental blank, where his whole family died, and he was in the army, and they always do flashbacks to that sort of stuff, but that's okay. But when you whinge and complain, and the whole time, in the whole comics, just annoying. So that's why I cancelled it. I just couldn't take it anymore. Sound like a cool story with the Red Lanterns finally, because usually the Yellow Lanterns are usually the main game with Sinestro, which is kind of how it's happening in Hal Jordan's universe, but how they're playing that is kind of alright, and so it'll be cool to see how this plays out, with them setting up the Red Lantern planet on Earth, with the whole seed thing, and tower, etc, etc. Got mental blanks on specific details. But yeah, I just had to cancel it because I just can't, When I come home want to read some comics from working with kids, and all the comics are doing exactly the same as what happens at work, not my thing. Detective Comics was another one I cancelled. While it's sort of cool, it's cool to have a bit of a team this time. The storyline annoyed me because it's similar to the ending of the New 52. And it's just really? You couldn't have started fresh. So the ending of New 52, when they think Batman's dead, when he's really working in a kid's thing. He, building playgrounds and stuff. The government goes, okay, well, the Gotham government, we'll go with the government. It was hey, we'll set up, because Batman is a symbol, we're going to create all these Batman bots, and that's when Commissioner Gordon, he became Batman, and all that sort of stuff, because Batman's a symbol, and so let's do that. We get in the new one, and now the military, Batwoman's dad creates all these Batman these dudes at the bottom because Batman's a symbol and we want to sort of spread that out in a military sense worldwide. So, really, come on guys, come up with something new. Like, you might do the story better than that because there's only a couple of issues at the end of New 52. But, I'm like, so the government creates bat robots at the end of New 52 because Batman's the symbol. And then now the military in the Rebirth is doing Batmen because Batman's a symbol and we can go overseas and do military stuff. It just frustrated me, so I was like, I can't support. Until you come up with a new storyline, I'm done with Detective Comics. And I hope that the team gets their own sort of little comic later on because they've set up this whole... Robin set up this whole new Batcave team, Batwoman cave thing with a bell, and so eventually I guess they'll have a spin-off comic and not just he's doing his thing. I don't know. Let me know what your thoughts are. And then yeah, so I was just like, to say it's not exactly the same story, but it's kind of similar, and I'm just like, again, the story's probably good, probably will play out really well. I just was like, as soon as I read that, I was like, I'm done. I can't support someone that copies. Now, Batman, the normal Batman done by Mr. King. I was interested to see how the Gotham stuff plays out with the brother and sister become the new Gothams, who paid for their superhero powers because Batman was, especially their brother's, inspiration growing up as a kid because they lost their... I'm pretty sure they lost the family, I can't remember now. Again, please forgive me, there's so many comics coming out. Like, you've seen the big piles of number ones I've had over the last few times. And because there's like 3 different Batmans now, so it's hard to keep track of what's what. So they paid for their superpowers, which eventually comes out, and then he finally snaps, thanks to Psycho Pirate, got in their head, and so I thought it was pretty cool. Thought it was a pretty cool storyline, especially the ending. There was a funny bit with Alfred. I can't remember if it was in this one or number 4, where Batman couldn't get to this guy in time. Name escapes me. So it's like, Alfred, I'm not going to get there in time. Can you just fill in for me? So Alfred's like, okay. Puts on the bat suit and just to stall time. Oh, that was hilarious. Cool little moment. And then I had this Batman just... It's cool, the running theme they've also had with Batman's exploded a whole bunch of his Batmobiles and stuff. But yeah, I like the storyline. It was a little bit slow getting off the ground, and how that plays out because Hugo Strange, which is kind of annoying that he's the villain, but you can do a lot with it by creating characters like this. Not that we know who created him, but I presume he would have. Because the Gotham TV show was all about Hugo Strange, the season 2. So for them to have both the same villain was a bit, but this one kind of played out alright. So it'll be interesting to see where it goes from here, because I think that's the final of the Gotham dude, because his sister killed him. Spoilers. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Further on, because I guess she'll hang around a little bit, even though she's scared out of her wits. And then Hugo Strange, how that all weaves together with the Psycho Pirate. So there we go. Those 3 so far. 2 are cancelled. This one was a bit slow, but it kind of got off the ground at the end. Let me know what your thoughts are. This has already gone pretty long. So I might actually do these in separate videos. Yeah, let me know what your thoughts are. Do you agree with me? Do you not agree with me? Again, be forgiving because, again, there's so many comics and I can't keep track of everything if all the details are out. But yeah, as a noob, starting with comics, like, I kind of did a bit of New 52, but I didn't do all of New 52. But this is where my knowledge is really getting underway. So, let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are, and if you agree, and I can't think of anything else. And until next time, for more sort of my thoughts, reviews, bye.